shifting personalities in front of cameras, or acting strangely when no one's watching. These people were caught doing the most disturbing things and shocked everyone. During a quiet moment inside the church, a young boy suddenly walked in and began acting strangely. He dropped to the floor and started twisting in an unnatural way. As his body contorted, the girl sitting in the corner looked visibly frightened. It didn't seem like the boy was in control, almost as if something else had taken over. Fortunately, it ended quickly, and with the help of the woman, he returned to normal. Priest versus possession. A woman was acting so violently, her family was convinced something had taken control of her. Worried, they called a priest for help. But the moment he started his prayers, holding up a cross, things got worse. She became more aggressive, almost like the spirit inside her realized what was going to happen. It even made her curse the priest, or that's what it looked like when she began reading some spell. The video ended there, leaving the fate of the girl unknown. Midnight stare. Noticing strange behavior in his wife, a man set up a camera in their room, and it worked. In the middle of the night, his wife suddenly sat up, turned her head, and stared straight at the camera. Her face turned into something unnatural, totally creepy. A few seconds later, she quietly lay back down and went to sleep, as if nothing had happened. It wasn't just creepy. It felt like whatever was inside her wanted him to know it's watching too. Scary encounter. Back in 2015, a YouTuber was exploring an abandoned house when he entered a room that instantly made him uneasy. Inside was a strange figure that looked like the remains of a person. While he was still staring at it, the door behind him slammed shut with force. Jesus! He got the message loud and clear and didn't stay a second longer and left the site. Possessed bride. In Bali, a bride shocked everyone when she suddenly began acting like something had taken over her. Her mouth seemed unusual, and the body moved in strange, jerky ways. Family members had to hold her down as she growled and tried to break free. But the religious scholars who were there tried their best to bring the girl in her back to life. They performed the ritual mid-wedding, and let's hope that it brought her back. Unseen power. Days later, after this guy had his experience with the Ouija board, an invisible force attacked him while he was asleep. It grabbed his legs and pulled him with such strength that half of his body was lifted off the bed into the air. The home security camera captured it clearly. He somehow managed to break free, but this is what happens when curiosity opens the wrong door. Midnight encounter. A boy woke up in the middle of the night and went to the kitchen looking for his mom, only to find her doing this.
Mom?
It was clear that the lady was under some demonic possession, but the boy still wanted to be sure. He called out to her, and the eerie neck turn she did was enough to creep him out. He took off running in fear, probably locking himself inside the room until things got better. Strange woman. During a live show in China, while the crowd was enjoying a fun activity, one woman stood out. She slowly tilted her neck in a strange way, and her smile looked completely unnatural, almost like it wasn't hers. It felt like something unseen had taken control of her, but the people around her didn't seem to notice anything wrong. No one knew who she was or where she came from, and to this day, her identity and that creepy moment remain a mystery. Scary stare. Parents had started noticing strange behavior in their little girl. To find out what was going on, they placed a camera in her room. What they saw later truly worried them. In the middle of the night, the girl suddenly sat up, and her eyes looked scary wide open, with the eyeballs moving in a strange, unnatural way. It didn't feel like she was awake. The creepiest part? She stared directly at the camera like she knew exactly where it was, or something inside her did. That night, they weren't sure if they were watching their daughter or something else using her eyes. Strange entity. During a public event, while everyone seemed busy, one woman stood out, but not for normal reasons. Her behavior was slightly off, like she was pretending to be part of the crowd. Then it happened. She suddenly smiled, but the smile didn't feel human, and in that exact moment, her eyes changed. They shifted into something darker, unnatural. That one moment was enough to show someone or something else was in control. No one knew who she was, but one thing was clear. She wasn't just another guest. Mysterious customer. At a jewelry store, an employee saw someone walk through the door. She greeted what she thought was a customer, and Evans showed jewelry. Other workers noticed her talking to empty space and asked who she was speaking to. The moment she realized no one else could see it, she panicked and fainted on the spot. Later, the CCTV confirmed her story. The door really had opened by itself, and it seems she was right. Something unseen had entered, but who, no one knows. Quiet presence. A group of friends was on a metro bus when they noticed a girl standing quietly nearby. At first glance, she seemed normal, but something about her wasn't right. She didn't react to anyone, didn't move. Her eyes were dull black, completely empty, like whatever was inside her wasn't human. The boys kept watching, casually, and had no idea what they were witnessing. Window watcher.
Pero desde que me corté el cabello siento que me parezco muchísimo menos a Dua Lipa.
A TikTok user was casually recording a video, responding to a comment, unaware that something disturbing was about to appear on camera. As she spoke, a creepy figure stood silently outside the window behind her, watching her closely. She didn't notice anything and kept talking like normal. It wasn't until the video was uploaded that she saw what had been right behind her the whole time. Since then, she's been living in fear, hoping it never comes back.
Pero desde que me corté el cabello siento que me parezco muchísimo menos a Dua Lipa.
Haunted app. A developer launched a new app that could detect a person's age, gender, and emotions just by scanning their face. But soon, users began experiencing something terrifying. While checking their expressions, the app started detecting figures that were more than 100 years old. The weirdest part? Only the app could spot the spirits. The question is, how can the same spirit show up for everyone? Maybe it was just a glitch, or maybe the app opened a door it shouldn't have. Mysterious knocking. Every midnight, a man hears knocking at his door. One night, he decided to check. At first, it looked like a small kid standing outside, but when he opened the door, there was no one. No footsteps, no shadow, nothing. He now believes it could be the ghost of the former owner's son, who once lived and passed away in that house. Maybe the boy is back, or maybe he never left. Ghostly session. A fitness trainer was in the gym, guiding someone through a workout, explaining each move like usual. But when the security team glanced at the CCTV, they noticed that he was completely alone. Confused and concerned, they rushed to show him the footage. The moment he saw it, his face changed. He was shaken, realizing he had been talking to no one the entire time. Sleep distraction. This boy was sleeping peacefully until he was disturbed by something invisible. Then he suddenly woke up, looking shaken, as if he'd just had a nightmare. But was it just a dream? Probably not, because in the corner, a ghostly figure could be seen standing nearby. The boy never noticed it, but it probably was actual reason behind everything. Leg puller. At a local hotel in Indonesia, a worker was busy with his daily duties when he suddenly felt someone pull his leg, lifting it in the air. He nearly fell, but managed to catch himself just in time. When he looked behind, no one was there. Brushing it off, he returned to work. But when the management later checked the CCTV footage, it confirmed what he felt. An invisible force had clearly been there. Bathroom secret. Strange noises kept echoing through the bathroom like someone had been inside. Frustrated and confused by the voices, he set up a hidden camera in the bathroom. A couple of hours later, the light flicked on by itself. Then slowly, the cabinet door under the sink creaked open, followed by another and another, all without anyone there. Whatever was messing with him wasn't just in his head, and now he knows something else was living there too. Invisible talk. After finishing his shift, a worker was heading home when he suddenly stopped in the middle of the road and began talking to someone. He spoke for a long time, like it was a real conversation, and even did a full handshake with no one in front of him. When asked about the footage, he claimed he had been interacting with a real person, but we all know what is the truth. Shadow unlocked. In a small town in Indonesia, there was an old school where some classrooms had been locked for years. One curious student decided to explore. As he tried to open it, a dark, shadowy figure suddenly jumped at him from the inside. The kid panicked and ran away in fear. But the scariest part wasn't what he saw. It was what he accidentally let out, for never to be captured again. Uninvited guest.
Vocês nem esperaram pra festa aí, né, mano? Meu Deus do céu, que porra é essa, velho?
Who thought a happy family reunion would come with a nightmare guest? When after a long vacation, the family's son returned home, things took a strange turn. Just as he entered, he spotted something horrifying. A shadowy figure moved right behind his brother. It looked like something straight out of a horror film. No one else saw it but him. They searched the whole house, but the figure was gone. No trace, no explanation.
Mano, eu vi uma coisa aqui, Thiago. Tem uma coisa que passou aqui, velho.
Scary man. This happened in real prayer, not a movie, not a show. While the imam was leading salah, one man began acting strange. While others stayed in position, he suddenly bent down like he was in deep pain. His body shook a little, and then he dropped into sujood, completely out of sync with the rest of the prayer. It didn't look normal at all. It was clear that something was wrong. Many believed a jinn or demon was inside him, and the prayer was disturbing it. No one saw him again after that, and to this day, no one knows who he really was. Cursed treasure. This group of friends were overjoyed after a long journey of research and digging finally led them to something big, an ancient gold treasure buried deep in the ground. But the moment they started touching the gold, strange things began to happen. One by one, their health started to get worse. What should have been a moment of joy turned into something dark. They thought they had struck gold, but maybe the treasure was never meant to be taken. Invisible force. This young boy was spending time in his grandma's room when something truly strange happened. He felt something grip his legs, even though no one was around him. Before he could understand what was going on, it began pulling him back, as if an invisible force was trying to drag him away. The boy broke free and ran out of the room in full panic. Since then, going back into grandma's room was never easy for this boy. Terrifying push. This girl walked in her room all chill, but ran out like she'd seen a nightmare. The moment she picked up her doll, she sensed something was not right around her. Before she could even react, an unseen force shoved her with full force. She fell onto the bed, scared and shocked, then ran out of the room. One thing was clear: whatever was in there didn't want her around. Dark figure. A hotel hallway was off limits to locals, but one man casually walked in, ignoring the sign. At first, nothing seemed unusual, but suddenly, a dark, shadowy figure appeared out of nowhere and grabbed him. It began pulling him along the hallway, dragging him toward the darkness. The man struggled, panicking, and somehow managed to break free. Without looking back, he ran for his life. Let's just say, next time he sees a restricted area in a hotel, he's not going anywhere near it. Toy trouble.
Tacita y esta tacita
This girl was happily recording herself while playing with her doll. But then, something strange happened. The doll's hand moved all by itself. She ignored it at first, thinking it was just her imagination. But when it happened again, and she clearly saw it move, her smile disappeared. Her face turned pale with fear. She instantly ran out of the room as fast as she could to find her mom. The doll stayed right there. But whatever moved, it might not have been done yet. Doll secret.
I'm just waiting on the Chris Brown concert. And
This woman was seen holding a special doll, a gift from her father before he passed away. While recording a casual video, something strange happened. The doll's eyes slowly moved from left to right, all by themselves. The woman didn't notice anything at the time and later uploaded the clip online, but viewers were quick to point it out. Many now believe the doll might be possessed by an evil spirit, or that some unseen force moved it.
September 8th need to come on.
Scary doll. Dolls sometimes become a reason for fear instead of fun, just like what happened with this man. In the middle of the night, he heard a strange laugh. When he looked, it was coming from the doll. But the most terrifying part? Behind the doll, he saw two hands. As he got closer, those hands vanished and no one was there. He still has no idea how it happened, but one thing's clear. Getting rid of this doll might not be so easy anymore. On air shift.
Explain that to us and why we need to look at that.
A news anchor was giving a normal live briefing, but suddenly, something strange happened. Her eyes went wide open in a way that didn't look human at all. Even more bizarre, she didn't blink for a long time, just kept staring straight ahead. The moment felt so unnatural that the channel quickly cut her off air. Some viewers argued that she wasn't a normal person, but the truth has always remained a mystery.
Talk about what's going on in the job market. We work with a lot of Fortune 1000 organizations.
Backseat mystery. While heading home late at night after work, a man noticed something strange in the car just ahead of him. It was raining heavily, and the blurry windshield made it hard to see. But when he focused, he spotted a creepy girl sitting in the back seat with glowing eyes staring right at him. Her expression was cold, almost possessed. Unnerved, he quickly changed his route without a second thought, which I would say was the right call. Gaga's scary exit. In London, fans gathered outside a hotel waiting for Lady Gaga. But who they got to meet is controversial.
Gaga, you look so good! Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
She stepped out barefoot, moving slowly like she was half asleep or under some strange spell, and walking like a ghost across the pavement. And she really did steal the limelight. Faith versus force. A man had a strong feeling that something wasn't right in his house. To protect himself, he began using a cross and reading from the Bible. But just as he started, whatever was there made itself known. A book flew off the table by itself, and then the heavy table slid across the floor. The man kept reading his verses, and slowly, with fear in every step, he walked out of the room. When something wants you to leave, it doesn't always stay quiet about it. Ouija warning.
Just please give me your information through this Ouija board. If you are here, please let me know you are here by... Oh, it just moved a little bit. If you are here, please let me know you are here.
Living in what felt like a haunted house, this man turned to a Ouija board just to find out what was really going on. But the moment it began, everything changed. The cross on his wall flipped upside down, and the planchette fell to the floor. Seconds later, a low, unsettling whisper moved through the room. That was it. He didn't wait for another sign, he bolted out of the room. Whatever answered him that night clearly wasn't happy being disturbed.
That is why you stay away from Ouija boards. I'm telling you right now, stay away from the. I learned my lesson. Oh hell no, I gotta go. You guys don't hear that?
Office nightmare. Back in 2012, something terrifying unfolded at Castlefield House on Liverpool Road, Manchester. Security guards were flipping through CCTV footage when they noticed the chaos that happened there at night. Chairs flew across the room, computer screens flashed uncontrollably, shadows crawled across walls, and stacks of paper burst into the air like something unseen was throwing a tantrum. Not a single person was inside, yet everything moved as if the room had a life of its own. Turnstile terror. This was captured by a late-night worker. As he approached the turnstile, it started moving on its own, back and forth, as if it had a life of its own. The movement was too sharp, too intentional, that it made the worker grab his gear and leave. Bottle gone. 1 second it was in her hand, the next it was just gone. This woman was making a drink at the bar when something unexpected happened. While holding a bottle, it suddenly got pulled from her hands. Within seconds, it vanished. As if grabbed by something invisible, she froze, scared and confused, trying to figure out what had just happened. But there was no one else around on whom she could blame the eerie thing that just happened. Haunted house. First night in their new home, and something already wanted them out. A couple had just moved into their new house. It was their very first night when something strange happened. The front door opened by itself. The husband went to check, but no one was there. Before they could even process what just happened, a chair suddenly slid across the floor on its own. That's when they both realized someone or something else was already in the house, and clearly, it wasn't happy with their presence. Broken glass. While cleaning her house, a woman suddenly heard the sharp sound of her table mirror shattering. At first, she thought maybe her dog had knocked it over. Still confused, she decided to check the CCTV footage, and what she saw left her stunned. The dog had simply walked past, but the mirror broke on its own without being touched. No one was near it. No object hit it. Yet it shattered, like something unseen was right there. But who, no one knows. Scary encounter. While exploring an abandoned house, a YouTuber came across something he didn't expect. A strange man standing completely still. His face looked odd, almost like it was covered in a layer of plastic. The YouTuber tried talking to him, but there was no response. The man didn't say anything, just stood there. It felt like he was trapped, maybe by some invisible force, or maybe something inside him didn't want to leave. The YouTuber felt the tension rising and decided to back out quietly. Sometimes walking away isn't fear. It's the smartest thing one can do. Night visitor. A man felt an overwhelming heaviness whenever he went to sleep, so one night he decided to place a camera near his bed. What it captured was beyond anything he could have imagined. The footage showed a demon-like figure trying to sit on top of him while he was deep in sleep. Although he finally had an answer to his questions, watching the footage left him extremely terrified. Creepy encounter. The video shows a dark humanoid figure sitting there staring directly at him. Scared but curious, he slowly moved closer. But just as he reached the spot, the figure disappeared behind the wall. He checked everything around, but there was nothing there. Probably the figure just wanted to give him a clear signal to leave. Sudden push.
Não é mais minha. E essas mãos não mais me pertencem.
It looked like a normal religious event, till one moment shocked the crowd of 50,000. A woman suddenly ran toward the stage and pushed the priest, Father Marcello Rossi, straight off in front of everyone. He fell hard but got back up and continued like nothing happened. The girl never explained why she did it, but people were quick to guess that she was under some demonic possession when she attempted to hurt him. Ghostly presence. This kid was going home when he saw something strange. A group of dark, shadowy figures came out of a house and calmly walked across the road, straight into a wall, and simply disappeared. Scared, he ran back home as fast as he could. Some people think those were just shadows, but others believe they were spirits trapped between two worlds. Till now, no one really knows what they were. Vanishing Man. In a quiet Romanian town, a CCTV operator was doing his usual shift when he spotted something strange. A man was walking on the roadside. Nothing strange at first, but then the man's body began to disappear. Not suddenly, but after each moment some part from his body was missing. No one knows who he was and where he went. Some now believe he was never truly human. Poolside visitor. In Texas, a local noticed one morning that one side of his backyard pool was strangely damaged. Curious and confused, he checked the CCTV footage, and what he saw left him shocked. A dark, shadowy figure was standing near the pool, moving in an odd, unnatural way. Its shape was distorted, almost like some kind of demon. But the real twist? As it walked away, it slowly began to vanish, fading out like smoke. The pool got fixed, but the fear of what appeared beside it never really left. Storeroom secret.
So everybody wants to see what's behind the door, so I'm back and I'm going to show you what's finally behind this door, okay?
A recently joined nurse was walking past the hospital's old storeroom, completely unaware of the strange things people had experienced there. She noticed a door with a sign that clearly said, "Do not disturb." But curiosity got the better of her. As she slowly opened it, she saw a terrifying figure inside something that looked more like a demon than a person. She quickly shut the door and walked away, pretending nothing happened. But deep down, she knew something unhuman was behind that door.